Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the very first session of the class. Here you will read NCERT History Class 6 Standard book. There are 11 chapters in this book. We will discuss all the chapters one by one. Before coming to the chapters, I want to give you a brief introduction about this book. In this book, you will read not just about kings and queens who lived in ancient India and about their victories and policies. You will learn about hunters and peasants, craft people and traders. You will see how fire came to be used and iron tools were discovered, how wheat and rice began to be cultivated, and villages and towns developed. You will read about pilgrims and saints, buildings and paintings, religions and beliefs. You will find out that history is not only about great men, it is also about the lives and activities of ordinary women, men, and children. History is not only about political events, it is about everything that happens in the society. The book also helps you understand how historians come to know about the past, somewhat like detectives. Historians follow clues and traces left by the people who lived in the past. Everything that survives from earlier times, stone tools, traces of plants, bones, written materials and pictures, ornament and implements, inscriptions and coins, buildings and sculptures, etc. These things can tell us about something in the past. Historians and archaeologists study these sources and try to understand them. In this book, you will see many of these sources and find out how historians study these. So now we start our first chapter: what, where, how and when. When we say what, we try to find these three things, that is food, clothes, houses, what people ate at that time and what kind of clothes they wore, and the houses in which they lived. And the second question is where. Where did people live? People have lived along the banks of Narmada river for several 100,000 years. Some of the earliest people who lived here were skilled gatherers, that is, people who gathered their food. About 4700 years ago, some of the earliest cities flourished on the bank of Indus River. Later, about 2500 years ago, cities developed on the bank of Ganga and its tributaries and along the sea coast. Tributaries are the smaller rivers that flow into a larger river. Garo Hills to the northeast and the Vindhyas in central India. These were some of the areas where agriculture developed. The places where rice was first grown are to the north of the Vindhyas. Why do people travel? People travel from one part of the subcontinent to another. The hills and the high mountains, including desert, rivers and seas, made journeys dangerous at that time, but never impossible. So, men and women moved in search of livelihood, as also to escape from natural disaster like flood or droughts. Sometimes men marched in armies, conquering others' land. We will discuss more about that in the next chapter. Name of the land. Two of the words we often use for our country are India and Bharat. The word India comes from the Indus, called Sindhu in Sanskrit. The Iranians and Greeks who came through the northwest about 2500 years ago and were familiar with the Indus called it the Hindus or Indus. The name Bharat was used for a group of people who lived in the northwest. Finding out about the past. There are several ways of finding out about the past. One is to search for and read books that were written long ago. These are called manuscripts because they were written by hand. The word manuscript comes from the Latin word manu, which means hand. These were usually written on palm leaves or on the specially prepared bark of tree known as birch. We can also study inscriptions. These are the writings on relatively hard surfaces such as stone or metal. Sometimes king got their orders inscripted so that people would see, read and obey them. There were many other sources that were made and used in the past, like remains of buildings, paintings and sculptures, weapons, pots, pans, ornaments and coins, etc. Those who study all these objects are called archaeologists. In the common sense notion, history was synonymous with dates. You have heard people say, I find history boring because it is all about memorizing dates. History is certainly about changes that occurs over time. It is about finding out how things were in the past and how things have changed. As soon as we compare the past with present, we refer to time. So, when we say when, we usually try to understand with the birth of Jesus. So, prior to the birth of Jesus and after the birth of Jesus. So, when we say after the birth of Jesus, we call it AD, Anno Domini, or CE, Common Era. And before the birth of Jesus, we call it BC, before Christ, or BCE, before Common Era. Life differs. It referred to the fact that the past was different for different groups of people. For example, the lives of herders or farmers were different from those of kings and queens. The lives of merchants were different from those of craft people, and so on. Also, as is true even today, people followed different practices and customs in different parts of the country. For example, today most of the people living in the Andaman Island get their own food by fishing, hunting and collecting forest produce. By contrast, most of people living in cities depend on others for supplies of food. Difference such as these existed in the past as well. So, this was a kind of pure introduction to understand the concept of history. We will be dealing with the real chapters as we move forward with the history to the further classes. You can subscribe the channel for more update on the NCERT.